All right, here I go again. 13th time. Well, I want to respond to Fabled Versus uh, video that I saw this morning, not too long ago, about the New York Post cartoon. First of all, I just thought it was a shock, and I was just like, wow, not good, not a good look. It was offensive, it was inappropriate, and I can't understand how the newspaper would allow a cartoonist to put out such um, filth. And that's the word I want to use, filth. You know, over the generations and generations and generations of this country, uh, we as African Americans have not been used in a positive light sometimes in the media. Um, and this goes back to even before the media, we go back to the slavery days where they depicted us as being monkeys and gorillas, and our lips are too big, our nose are too wide, and the only uh, thing that they could compare us to was a monkey, saying that we're less than human, and to use that uh, to that tragedy. First, the tragedy of the monkey being killed in Connecticut because he mauled a woman, uh, and also to put that in a cartoon and use the president of the United States, who happens to be a person of color, uh, in the same light. It was like, the hell were they thinking? I mean, that was just, it's ridiculous. And even though we've come a long way, we still have a long way to go. America still has a long way to go, and it really doesn't matter whether we have a black president or anything of that nature. And even though we've come far, there might be a lot of people out there that remind us not that far. And I think, we as people of color, we need to, speak up and not take a back seat to certain to issues like this. And um, as I was saying, if you stand up for if you don't stand up for something, you'll fall for anything. And I think, not just my generation, but the generation before me, people my mom's age and younger than myself in the 20s, need to speak out on things that aren't right. And I thought that the New York Post was very, 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 very wrong for this. And the apology, call that an apology. Make the apology, say that it was offensive. People took it out of context. Wasn't our intention. We apologize. And then to flip it, it's like saying, we apologize to those that were offended by, but for those who just want to do this, that, and the third, oh well, too bad, so sad. It's not an apology. I don't see it as an apology. Uh, that paper has been racist from the days are long, and if we start using our power, not just our tongue, but our money, and stop buying, these type of newspapers or type of products that uses our faces, um, and exploits it and exaggerate it, uh, we can shut a lot of companies down, uh, where they have no choice but to go belly up. Um, there's a movie out that some years ago that Spike Lee put out. It's called Bamboozled. I want to suggest you look at that movie and look at the end, close to the end part of the movie, the credits, where they show uh, blacks from post slavery days from the 1800s and so on and so forth, and how they used us as human beings, used our features, and used our looks to sell products. Everything from soap to watermelon to pancakes, rice, flour, and etc. Then you can look at that cartoon and compare and see why there's anger, see why there's frustration, and see why there is uneasiness, and see why there's like, oh, hell no, we're not going to let this stand. So that's my take. That's how I feel about it. Once again, thanks for putting out a great video, Fable Verse. You are really, 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 really good at what you do, and I always look forward to seeing more of your videos. Thanks for coming back. All right, bye.